Rocket Racing has been out for a good few weeks now, and having played a decent amount of time on it, I wanted to go over 3 things that I really like about Rocket Racing, and then in next week's video I'll go over 3 changes and additions that I want to see in the game. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the notification bell turned on so that you don't miss out on that, and let me know in the comments what you're enjoying about the game so far. So the main thing that I really like about Rocket Racing is just how fast paced it really is. The cars go stupidly fast, and everything can change in a heartbeat thanks to the ability to change your boosts, driving on different walls, being spun out, and everything else. It really is just 3 minutes of absolute chaos, and that's something I've felt there's been missing in racing games recently. But that said, I haven't really been playing too many lately, so I could be wrong on that, but it really is just so much fun. Once your car has gotten up to speed, you're pretty much averaging around 600 kilometers per hour, which obviously is very fast. But then if you chain your boosts properly, you can get to over 1,200 kilometers per hour, so over double the speed of a standard drive, which is just absolutely mental. And I've had some great moments already where I've gone from like 8th to 4th or even 6th to 1st to win the race right at the very end in the last straight, thanks to chaining of boosts and everything. So the kind of things that you can do and the way you can win races is just absolutely mental, and so far I'm really enjoying it about the game. Now something that kind of lends itself to that is because of how much I've been enjoying it and how fast paced it is, I find the game very much replayable, and that's something I've really wanted for a racing game in a while. And I think that helps because the races are only a couple of minutes long, and you always go up against different players. And even though I've basically been playing on the same maps all the time, because I think it might be dependent on rank, I have still been having a lot of fun with them, and I guess that in itself means that the maps are really good as well, because I've been really enjoying them. There's quite a lot of differences with them in terms of the environments, but also the things you can do, whether you're just driving along a vertical wall face, or you're driving upside down on a roof, or you're essentially just drifting the entire lap. It's so much fun with all these different races and going up against new players, so I have really found that this game is super replayable, and I really like that. Now the final thing, and this is quite a big thing for me as well, is that it's not a Mario Kart clone. Now don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Mario Kart. I've spent countless hours on that game growing up, and I think they could easily have made Rocket Racing a Mario Kart clone as well, but thankfully that is not the case, and it's pretty much just old-fashioned racing, but with obviously the Rocket League vibe of having cars jumping around and going super fast with boosts and everything. So with the boosts and obviously things slowing you down at times as well if you run into them, it does have that arcade racing vibe to it, which is obviously great. But I think the important thing for me is the fact that there are no weapons that you can use in it, and whilst I absolutely would not be opposed to seeing a game mode in Rocket Racing that has weapons in, similar to the weapons in the Rocket League Rumble mode perhaps, I'm glad that in the main game itself weapons aren't there, because it ultimately means that whoever is the most skillful racer ultimately should win the race, unless of course they've been knocked out by another player. But I think that is ultimately how it should be done, is that skill wins the race, and if you just add weapons, then obviously there can be some skill involved with that, as it does add a completely different element to the game. But with Rocket Racing, it's all about drifting in your racing lines and your boosts, and that's really something that I can get behind. So guys, they are the 3 biggest things that I'm really enjoying about Rocket Racing so far. Like I said, next week's video will be 3 things that I'd like to see changed or added to the game. So let me know in the comments what you're really enjoying about Rocket Racing, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. That is it from me though. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you out there on the track.